Alrighty, Angela, it's been lovely chatting with you. We had a brief moment to chat off the screen here. Now, I want to go ahead and really jump right into Angela because I'm super excited to discuss your professional experience. Now, with that, Angela, I want to go over your resume very, very briefly here. So, for what I have in your resume, you've been a litigation paralegal since 2013. So, you have well over, I would say, 13 or so years as a paralegal. Now, I may be butchering it. You can tell me that a bit further, but I wanted to highlight your professional experience primarily in the litigation side, or I would say litigation paralegal side. So, Angela, I'll go ahead and kind of stop speaking for you now. I want to go ahead and give you the mic. So, tell me a little bit about your professional experience, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Yes, I've been litigation paralegal here in the Orlando area since 2013. I have prior experience from South Florida, but being that I'm here and I didn't want the resume to be looking like, 5 pages deep, I condensed it. But mostly it's in Fort Lauderdale. It was through litigation as well. Here in Orlando, I've started out in 2013 working in the construction and commercial litigation areas of law. Moved over here to Schutz and Bowen after COVID, and was hired in as the eminent domain paralegal. I've been here for 3.5 years, and I've enjoyed working the eminent domain side of everything. Actually, both sides, we pre-suit and suit. So working up the case, making sure like title is pulled for all the parcels that we are looking at for each project that we would be filing a suit for. If any of those parcels can be settled with the property owner prior to suit being filed, and kind of working out logistics, notice to owners, notice to business owners, and those type of packages being put together, again, pre-suit, and then the filing of the suit and after suit and everything that takes place afterwards, which that can linger for a little while, for any of those parcels that did not get settled throughout the suit process.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed working on that, and I just like being really hands-on in everything and working it, and it's been enjoyable because I've worked on it from start to finish through, the whole completion when it comes to eminent domain, and when it comes to litigation, any type of litigation cases. I like being very hands-on too, especially when it comes to the discovery portions and following up and making sure it's all there and getting it into our database properly, and working with others to get it all in a team setting to get it all done if we need to in piecemeal, or prepare for a final hearing and getting the binders done and settled with the judge's office and such. Yeah.
That is amazing, Angela. And I appreciate you being so detailed with your introduction and letting us know a little bit about your professional experience in litigation itself. Now, you've mentioned that you've worked in litigation for a while now. So are you familiar with Florida's eminent domain laws and their procedures as well?
We do follow the procedures, from pre-suit throughout the suit as well. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And have you handled both government and private sector eminent domain cases?
Yes. I guess I'm Osceola County and CFX. Those are the government ones that we've worked on that are, we were for the petitioner, and still are and for the petitioner. There are several cases that we have as the property owners as the petitioner. Not really worked as the defendant on the defendant side, but
Yeah.
we have, and I have worked on the property owner side when it's not a government. The government's not the petitioner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that you have a lot going on throughout your day. So how do you organize or maintain your case files, exhibits, and deadlines in complex litigation matters? So how are you able to really organize all of that?
when I have a new suit as suit inception,
Mhm.
I have a list of what I have to do. So when I put together the summons, the notice of lis pendens, the petition, the notice of action, uh, uh, the initial filing documents, those are some of them, but I'm trying to remember them all off the top of my head. But preparing all of those and getting those filed, and once they're filed, the calendar, everything's put on the calendar for the due dates from the date of filing. I follow up to make sure that the list, when the case number gets assigned, that I have the lis pendens recorded with the clerk of the court. And then I do keep a chart. So from whoever I have to serve, I keep a service of process chart of who is served and when their response is due. The same way with other deadlines, I keep charts. I have a list of respondents charts. So sometimes that could have gone to 12 and 13 pages because it's an 11 by 17 chart and it's broken down by parcel and the various entities that belong to that parcel, whether it's the fee owner or a tenant or a municipality or of some sort that has some involvement with an easement to that parcel. So those are broken down so that we can keep track of who's been served, where they belong at in the suit, if they've been and if we are going to dismiss them. So I would drop the party at some point and then have them others that have more of a involvement and do not want to accept the offer, then that will take a little bit longer and we just got to keep following up. That pretty much goes back and forth between the attorneys, but I do keep track of dates as things are either extended or going forward with settlement.
That's amazing. Now, Angela, I want to know if I were to, let's say, call one of your colleagues or former colleagues, and I want to ask them, how would you express Angela's work ethic? What would they say about you?
Well, I believe they would say I am a very hard worker, very focused, very wanting to work with others to get through an issue or find the solution. Loyal, easy to get along with.
Yeah. Awesome.
But I tend to stay in my office and go in there and just work. And until I don't like a lot of distractions because I really want to get
Yeah.
done what I'm doing. So
That's right. And that's right. And off the call, you mentioned that you love to stay busy, right? So, I mean, that's the industry to be in. This is the industry to be in is litigation. So I want to know, what are you looking to get out of your next opportunity? Are you looking for the environment, stability, growth? What are you looking for out of your next role?
well, I definitely like stability and consistency, and I would love growth because, as I mentioned to you before, I have all my children are in college now, so I have more time to dedicate to take on more responsibility and be there for others, and take the initiative and grow. That's something I can really like. I know that I can do that now.
Absolutely. And when were you looking to start a new position?
I am currently employed, so I would have to give a 2 weeks notice, but as soon as I can from the notice.
Amazing. Well, Angela, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. It's been a pleasure speaking to you and getting to know your professional experience. But don't hang up on me quite yet. I want to continue chatting with you really briefly.
I thank you for
Of
having
course.
me.
You're very welcome.